I have filmed a vlog every day for the past 30 days and posted it to Instagram Reels. And I actually just hit 10K for the first time on my latest vlog, which is definitely not the goal, but is pretty cool. But over the past month of doing this daily, I have learned a lot of surprising things about myself, about storytelling, and about content creation. So here are 5 of the most surprising things I've learned documenting my life every day.
This is a day in the life of a 26-year-old living in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You pack your wife's lunch and
Some
get her
days
to work.
You get costumes ready for your wife's work
You just got your bracelet back throughout the day.
This is
a Sunday in your mid-20s.
The early
This
alarms
is a
don't
Friday in
stop
your
till
20s.
your
Getting to
wife
see your wife this afternoon was an unexpected surprise.
I grew up watching vlog content. Casey Neistat and Emma Chamberlain were kind of the blueprint for me. I just love the way that vlogs are able to capture small details and see the beauty in everyday life. It's not these kind of highlight reels or really expansive productions, but instead it's just a look at the day-to-day moments and how specific people with a really good outlook on life look at those moments. And it honestly changes my mindset about my life and the things I do. But at the same time, I never saw myself as someone who could do that. My life is very routine. I do pretty much the same thing every single day, which is wake up just after 4 a.m. to get my wife to her job, which is much more demanding than mine. I exercise, I take a walk with my dog Cloud, and then I get into my work for the 8 hours that I work remotely. Not too exciting, and the fact that she works weekends kind of even adds to that because I don't have anything exciting going on Saturday and Sunday either. So I just didn't see my life as something that was meant to be filmed. But a little over a month ago, on September 11th, our dog Wallace passed away very unexpectedly and very quickly, and we were just devastated. I mean, it was the hardest few days of our lives. And I had so much just grief and raw emotion that I needed to express somehow. So I turned to the creative outlet that I use most frequently, which is video and storytelling. And I just told stories about Wallace, his life, how those moments felt.
When we first brought you home as a stray who the shelter estimated to be 8, we knew we'd have to say bye to you too soon. But we didn't expect to have to do that today.
Part of it too is I wanted to document it all because I missed him so much and I just knew I would want to remember every possible thing I could about his life. So the first few videos were just doing that, documenting the day-to-day, surviving through all of that grief. But I found that I actually really enjoyed documenting my life in that way and seeing those emotions and those moments for what they were, playing them back, processing them instead of just kind of going day to day in autopilot. So I kept doing it. And the fact that I've hit over 10K views on a video is crazy and a testament to how far my storytelling has come since then. But much more valuable than any sort of attention they've gotten is the things that I've learned about myself over this past month. The first thing that I learned very quickly documenting my life for 30 days was how to improve my time management. I have done the exercise before of listing out how I spend every minute of my day and kind of broken it down by a weekly view. But it's so much more impactful to see how I'm spending my time in real time. It's essentially getting this live feedback loop of exactly what I did the day before. And a couple trends I noticed very quickly early on were that I was going to the grocery store to pick up 1 or 2 things that I forgot on my weekly run almost every single day. And I would spend about 30 minutes a day just sitting on the couch scrolling Twitter after I got off of work. Now, there's nothing really wrong with either of those, but I have a lot of responsibilities in my life. With my wife working as much as she does, I take on most of the housework and that kind of responsibility. So doing that on top of my job means I don't have a ton of time for hobbies or passion projects. So taking a half hour out of my day is actually pretty significant, especially when it's not something that I actually want to be doing. So not only did it not make for good content, but more importantly, it was something that I wanted to cut out of my life. So in this case, I started planning better when I was grocery shopping, writing down things we needed throughout the week instead of trying to wing it. I also deleted the Twitter app from my phone and honestly have not missed it
since I did that, which is definitely a sign that I should have done that a long time ago. So just recording moments helped me see not only what would make an interesting content to put out to the public, but actually where I could get more time to do the things that really matter to me and that are important and enjoyable. The next thing I learned was to appreciate the small details in my life in a way I've never been able to before. I have always struggled to live in the present moment and appreciate exactly what's around me, but vlogging kind of forced me to do that. In the early days, I would have maybe 20 to 25 videos from my day, and they were all pretty much the same thing. It was like a bunch from the morning, a couple from when I was working, a couple afterward, but my day would just get so busy that I would forget to film or not have time, and I would struggle to get even 45 seconds out of my day. But lately, I've been averaging between 50 and 60 videos a day, and my vlogs have gotten up to like a minute and 10 seconds because I notice so much more throughout my day. When the workday is getting busy, I take the time to slow down, to film a few details, and that helps me to see them. One of my big worries when I was starting out vlogging was that I was going to be interacting too much through the screen instead of in real life. But actually the opposite has happened, where I see things in real life for the first time because I'm looking out for opportunities to put them in the vlog. And appreciating those moments has just helped my days to slow down so much, especially the afternoons when it's full with work meetings and people messaging me or emailing me and then a ton of stuff to do. It's helped me to take in those small moments, not just by filming them, but by observing them as I'm looking for opportunities to film. Third surprising thing I've learned daily vlogging for the past month has been that I've started to live so much more authentically, and I've learned how to live with a lot more intention. The opposite was a worry of mine when I started, that I would live looking for good content, what would look good on the screen, not necessarily what I wanted to do, but I found the opposite to be true. Every day, it's almost like there's a storyline going in my head. I kind of see the different parts of the vlog as I'm living them, and I'm almost this character in my own life. And as I do that, as I get a sense of what I like and don't like, I've started to spend more time on what I do like. I prioritize things like making videos earlier in the day. I make sure to journal every day, which was something I failed at doing consistently for a while. So it's like, as I've come to understand myself more, I've actually started to live more in alignment with who I am and what I want to do. Another surprising thing I've learned since starting to daily vlog, which again is kind of the opposite of what I expected, is that I've gotten a lot better at setting boundaries with work and with screen time. I think setting boundaries from work can be difficult for anyone, but it's especially difficult when you work from home. You don't necessarily have set hours, you have tasks that you need to get done, but that's about it. So I would often find myself logging on after my work hours just to get a little bit more done. I would maybe have some spare time, so I felt like, well, why not just go above and beyond and do some extra work? And my screen time wasn't disciplined at all. I would just use my phone whenever I felt like it, whenever I needed a distraction. But when I started daily vlogging, honestly, my life did get busier because I spend all this time recording clips throughout the day, and then probably an hour editing and voicing over and posting each one, which means I needed to squeeze more time out of my day. So I started setting boundaries around work and screen time. I log off at work at a more consistent time every day, and once I'm logged off, that's it. I'm not checking back in. So having the extra work of doing the vlog, but also just seeing how I spend my time and what's actually important to me has made me so much better at setting and sticking to those boundaries for myself when I'm the only one at home and I'm the only one who has to stick to them. And the last thing I've learned, which has honestly been so important for my self-growth, is that you can change at any time. You just have to give yourself the permission to do it. My old content used to be very productivity focused because that's what I needed to hear. I needed things like Stoic teachings and minimalism and self-improvement to give myself the habits that I needed to build and create the life I wanted. But that wasn't the content that I enjoyed making. But I was very hesitant to pivot away from that style of content, to pivot away from professional videos to vlogs filmed on my iPhone. But I made the jump, and I'm so glad I did. And it's taught me that I don't have to stick to things, deeply held beliefs, or ideas about myself that I've held for a long time just because I've held them for a long time, or I'm afraid of change. I can try something new, and worst case scenario is I decide it's not for me and I go back. But best case is I discover something that's more important to me or something that's more authentically me. So I've now spent over a month making daily vlogs, and I cannot tell you what the future is going to hold. I might make them for one more month, I might make them for another year. But as long as I'm enjoying it, as long as I'm learning something about myself, learning how to prioritize better, how to live more authentically, how to appreciate the moments every day, I'm gonna keep making them. If you want to check out some of the daily vlogs, I used to post them on YouTube Shorts. I don't anymore because most are over the 60-second limit, but you can check out my Instagram. It's linked below. It's in the Reels tab. Every single day, a new vlog, completely new content. And of course, I'll still be posting long form content like this on my YouTube channel, so make sure to subscribe and keep an eye here as well. Thanks for watching, friends, and if you keep up with the daily vlogs, I'll see you tomorrow.